Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
And I'm Matt. And today we're looking at Part A at a bookstore.
That's right. Speaking of bookstores, I know so many bookstores have closed down recently.
Yeah, I think there is a trend recently to, buy books online. It's very convenient because you can have them mailed right to your home and you don't need to go search around the bookstore to find the book you need. Or else people are also reading like digital books.
That's right. Because it's not as heavy to carry around, right? If you want to carry an actual book or a novel, sometimes it can be very, very heavy. Now, do you love to read?
Okay,
you hesitated.
Love to read.
Not too much.
I don't read very often anymore. I used to read when I was traveling a lot because I would be on a train for a long time or a bus for a long time. And at that time, I also never had internet on my phone. So the only thing to do was to either look out the window or to read.
That's right. And I remember I did the same too. When I had a long commute, maybe I'm on the train for a long time or a bus for a long time. When you have nothing to do, then you would read a book. It was quite fun, but now we kind of just check out our cell phone and then you kind of just scroll your phone and see what's on the internet, right?
Yeah, it seems like now, even when I'm traveling, I always have a way to get on the internet. So I just, spend time usually looking at a screen.
However, though, I know that some people still prefer reading an actual book.
And to get those books, you need to go to a bookstore.
That's right, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's go.
Willow is seeking help from a clerk.
Excuse me, do you work here?
Yes, I do. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, please. Could you tell me if you carry this book?
I recognize the title, but I'm not sure if we have any copies on our shelves.
So we're looking at part A, and it's called At a Bookstore. Oh, so speaking of bookstores, what is a bookstore?
Well, a bookstore is a place where you can go to buy books, and usually maybe not just books. They might have magazines and other written material, and also they seem to often also have like things you could buy as gifts for people.
That's right.
Often a lot of other things in a bookstore, so it's not only books. And now there's even like a lot of online bookstores where you can buy books without actually going to a real store, but just a place you can buy books.
I used to like checking out bookstores, just walk around for the whole afternoon. That was a really good way to kill time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like spending time in bookstores, and that's why there are some 24-hour bookstores.
That's
because
right.
People can't spend enough time there. They need the whole day.
Or the night, that's right. And then I think sometimes, so some books, they're not being wrapped up and you can read them for free.
Okay, so that's why people are there. You can finish a book in 24 hours.
Exactly. Okay, but in today's dialogue, we have Willow here, and Willow is seeking help from a clerk. A clerk, that is a person working at the bookstore. So I guess I will be Willow and you can be the clerk.
Okay.
Okay, so Willow starts off by saying, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Oh, that's a really important question to ask because you want to make sure that you are talking to the clerk. Because I have embarrassed myself quite a few times in a restaurant asking people, "Hey, can you get me some water?" And that person turns out to be the customer.
Oh, okay, that can be embarrassing. So maybe you should ask that question first. But the clerk, of course, we know he works there because we've asked, "Do you work here?" So the clerk says, "Yes, I do." Can I help you with anything?
Okay, because usually people would have questions or some things they need help with. That's why they go to the clerk. And Willow says, yes, please. Could you tell me if you carry this book? When you say, could you tell me if you carry this book, it doesn't necessarily mean to carry physically in a bag. But actually, that means, do you have this book in the store?
So if a store carries some things, it means they have that thing available to sell to customers.
That is right. Okay, so clerk says,
I recognize the title, but I'm not sure if we have any copies on our shelves.
to recognize the title, what does it mean?
To recognize means to see or hear something and just know that you've seen or heard it before. So to have a knowledge of something about it from before, but it might not be that clear. So as he said, he recognized the title, meaning he's heard this, but he's not sure he's seen it recently.
That's right. So maybe they're out. We don't know. But he recognized the title. Title is a noun. Title, when we're talking about the title of the book, we're talking about the name given to the book. So when people want to find it, they can look for the title. So for example, the title of this book is Peter Pan.
Okay, I recognize that book title.
That's right. It is a famous, famous story.
So in there, we see the word shelf. A shelf is a flat piece of wood or metal that is set parallel to the ground, either on a wall or as part of a bookshelf or a bookcase. And these are used to hold, to store things, or even to display things. So you can put something on a shelf that you want everyone to see.
So speaking of, browsing around in a bookstore, when you do go to the bookstore, though, what kind of books do you usually like to read or buy? Because there's so many different categories.
Well, I usually like to read or buy, stories. So not something that's a true thing, or it could be a true story actually, but just something that has, a story, so has characters and has, a rising action and then a conclusion at the end, something with a full story, not just, self-help books and that kind of thing.
Well, I like self-help books too, because sometimes when you are facing some trouble or difficulties in your life, these self-help books can help you think clearly. Oh, I also love romance novels, like love stories. And you don't.
No.
I can tell by the look on your face. Why not? Very interesting.
I'm just not a very romantic person.
Okay, how about let's take a quick break and we'll come back and learn more about Willow and the clerk.
Do you know how I can find that out?
I might. Do you mind if I take you to our information desk?
No, I don't mind, but could you tell me what we're going to do there?
We're going to see if that title is in our system. Welcome back. So before the break, we had our dialogue between Willow and the clerk. So Willow went to the bookstore looking for a certain book. So she asked the clerk at the bookstore if they carried that book. The clerk said that they recognized the book, but they didn't know if they had it right now. So now we're going to find out what happens and how Willow can get that book or whether she can or not.
That's right. So now Willow says, do you know how I can find that out? Because talking to the clerk is not very sure if the store carries the book or not. But Willow wants to get this book, so it's important to find out that answer. So do you know how I can find that out?
And the clerk responds, I might. Do you mind if I take you to our information desk?
Do you mind? Do you mind? That's a phrase that we often use to ask someone if they have any objection to something that you are about to do. That means, do you care if I do that? Does it bother you if I do that? For example, you can say, do you mind if I open the window? Or does it bother you? And the clerk also said the information desk. So information desk you would often see in many places. If you have questions about anything, you can always go to the information desk to find out some answers. We have an information desk at the MRT station. For people who don't know how to get to certain places, you can go to the information desk. And in the bookstore, if you go to the information desk, you can ask them any questions you have.
That's right, and I guess maybe Willow's not too sure what's going to happen when they get to the information desk. Because she says,
no, I don't mind. But could you tell me what we're going to do there? Yeah, I guess she's not very sure why they have an information desk or what kind of information they can provide, right?
Well, I think it should be pretty clear, though. He said, we're going to the information desk, and in the name itself, you know that they give information at the information desk. So maybe she can find out about this book.
That's right.
So the clerk says, we're going to see if that title is in our system.
What does that mean if that title is in our system?
So when the clerk checks the system, they can put in that title and they'll see exactly how many books they have, and maybe they can even find out that if it's not available in that bookstore, it might be available in a different bookstore that's not too far away.
That's right, and they can probably have it delivered to the bookstore they are in right now, right? Okay, yeah, I think back in the days when we really have to go to the bookstore to buy a book, well, sometimes that would happen. If you want to buy a book but they don't have it anymore, you probably have to wait for them to deliver it from somewhere else.
Yeah, I think now, even if I wanted to buy a real book from the bookstore, I would probably go online first and check on the online system to make sure that the bookstore I planned to go to had that book at the time so that I knew I could pick it up there.
That's very smart. Or you can call them as well. Or else if you make a trip there, they don't have the book, you kind of wasted your time.
But you got to enjoy the bookstore.
You're absolutely right. Okay, well, this is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Willow is seeking help from a clerk.
Excuse me, do you work here?
Yes, I do. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, please. Could you tell me if you carry this book?
I recognize the title, but I'm not sure if we have any copies on our shelves.
Do you know how I can find that out?
I might. Do you mind if I take you to our information desk?
No, I don't mind, but could you tell me what we're going to do there?
We're going to see if that title is in our system.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 bookstore 名词书店。I enjoy going to the bookstore and reading books there. 我喜欢去书店里看书。下一个单字 carry carry 动词，商店备有。The grocery store carries different kinds of fresh foods and vegetables. 这家食品杂货店有各种不同的新鲜水果和蔬菜。Grocery store 指的是食品杂货店。下一个单字 title 名词，书名，标题。What's the title of the article? 这篇文章的标题是什么？ Article 指的是文章。最后一个单字 shelf 名词，架子，它的复数是 shelves。Sandra put the new plant on the shelf. Sandra 把新植物放在架子上。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 A seeks 加名词加上 from B。 A 向 B 寻求什么？ Seek 指的是征求，它的三态是 seek, sought, sought。 我们来看看这个例句。Sarah sought help from her friend for her math homework. Sarah 向她的朋友寻求数学作业的帮助。下一个文法 Somebody is not sure if 加主词加动词，某人不确定是否怎么样。If 意思是是否，在这里异同于 whether， 这两个字是可以相互替换的。我们来看看这个例句。May is not sure if she will attend the party on Friday. 也可以这样说 May is not sure whether she will attend the party on Friday. May 不确定是否会参加星期五的派对。最后一个文法 Take somebody to place 带某人到某地方。Take 在这里的意思是带领。我们来看看这个例句。My dad will take us to the park this weekend. 这个周末，我爸爸会带我们去公园。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，回去记得复习哦。我们下一课再见，拜拜。
I can't get this backpack to close.
What on earth did you pack? It looks like you brought everything but the kitchen sink.
Kitchen sink? Why would I bring a kitchen sink camping?
No, it's just a saying. It just means that you brought everything imaginable.
Oh, well, I just thought we should be prepared for every scenario. Yeah, I can entertain you with music.
We don't need music.
Oh. Hi everyone, today's idiom is everything but the kitchen sink.
Yes, and it doesn't literally mean you're not bringing a kitchen sink. It's a funny way of saying that someone is bringing a lot of extra things.
Exactly. The phrase everything but the kitchen sink is used to describe a situation where someone has brought or used a lot of things, even those that may not be essential.
It's believed to have originated from World War II, where everything possible was used to contribute to the war effort, except for the kitchen sink.
Wow, interesting. And now it's expanded to refer to any situation where you're bringing or using a lot of unnecessary items.
It's like when you pack for a vacation and you bring a lot of clothes and items that you end up not using.
Right, or for example, if you're preparing for a presentation and you bring too many materials, you could say that you brought everything but the kitchen sink.
Or she always carries everything but the kitchen sink in her purse.
Right. So remember everybody, sometimes less is more. Don't carry everything but the kitchen sink.
That's right, Shane. Well, that's all for today.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.